Hi 143 fam, I'm Antonia. Thank you for being here. Each month, I give away 2 free readings. If you would like to be considered for a free reading, leave me a comment below your video. Let me know how you've connected to the messages. Also, let me know that you have subscribed. I will alert winners in April on April 30th. So if you hear from me sooner than that, I haven't chosen winners yet. Make sure you check my reply back to you on April 30th because that's when winners will be announced. Also, I've just set up a new Instagram, so make sure you connect with me and follow me on there. I'll be following everybody back as well. You can find me under Urban Soul Guru or just look me up under channel 143 by Antonia. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'm so grateful for your support on my channel. Now let's jump in to your mid-month love horoscopes. Hi Cancer. This reading is for Cancer Sun, Moon, and Rising in Love for April 15th through the end of the month. Cancer in love, April 15th through the end of the month. Cancer. I still have a little bit of availability left. If you'd like to book a personal reading or some healing work, reach out to me, okay? If you think you need it this month. Cancer in love. Ooh, cards almost popping here, but not quite. Okay. Okay, Cancer. Big message that comes through. This isn't for all Cancers, okay? But there's a good number of you. I'm feeling that you are just totally discouraged. Cancer, you have had one too many separations, one too many breakups, one too many disappointments, and you really, really, really feel lost in love. That's the energy that's coming through, okay? But here's the thing. Here's the message for you. You are closer than you realize to being with and calling in the partner that will stick around for a lifetime. Now, for those of you that don't connect to that message, I feel like you can sympathize because you went through that exact same process. On the heels of almost giving up on love permanently, somebody really big showed up for you, Cancer, okay? And I almost wish those of you that are a little further along on that journey could reach out to the other Cancers. Really, really, it's more than just feeling discouraged. I feel this like totally saddened, just like, almost like you've settled in it. All right, so this just isn't going to work for me in this lifetime. Cool. That's not what it is for you, Cancer, okay? So even if you can't get up every day with your positive affirmations, even if you can't put yourself through another first date, work on your self-healing, work on your self-love. Let universe know that you will still try your hardest to have an open heart. Maybe universe has to work a little harder to put you in the path of this great love, but do what you can over the next 2 weeks to open your heart up a little more. Do not despair. It is so close to you. Honestly, this energy is so close to those of you who are really connecting with that message. It is so close to you that it would be so sad if you shut down now. You literally would miss out on the love of your life. Hear that message, okay? Let's get a little more clarity on this for Cancer in love. All right. What I'm feeling for you guys is that I think Virgo, similar message with Virgo. So you kind of shut down in the department, in the love department, and you focus all your energy in on finances and career. Try not to distract yourself with work just so that you can avoid having a love life. For some Cancers, and you know who you are, for a very long time you've been saying that you're too busy for love because work is too intense. That hasn't been a message or a story for a month or two, even a year. That's something you've been telling other people for potentially for years, okay? It's a long period of time. You believe it. You've taken that story on as your own, but honestly, the message that comes through for you is that it's just a story. It's not real. You don't have to be too busy for love. Somebody made you shut down. Even if you've entertained little relationships here and there was that one relationship, you just shut down. And I see Cancer shutting down for a period of time. Look what comes after this. If you decide to open up, you stop distracting yourself, You don't completely throw in the towel on love, okay? Somebody new is coming in. This is sitting at the center of your reading. Over the next 2 weeks, if you commit just to trying to have an open heart, even if it's just spiritually, even if you just say, universe, all I can do is tell you that I will have more of an open heart and love. And I ask for you to put me back in that divine flow of love, but I really need a lot of extra help, okay? And I'm going to do it over the next 2 weeks. Let's just see how it goes. Some of you will have that new partner come through over the next 2 weeks. It's really that close to you. It's really, really, really that close to you. Do you want to know it's really, really that close to you? This new person, it's this high level commitment that comes through. Now, there are Cancers, okay, that have literally gone through this process, okay? And when you think back, you have so much gratitude for whatever it was that caused you to open your heart up just a little bit more, because then all of a sudden this person came in and you're still with them. Oh my God, I wish you could just tell other Cancers right now your story to encourage them. Maybe you can do that in the comments if that applies to you. But this is the process, okay? Somebody caused you to close down a relationship, a separation. It was too much. It could have been a series of separations, okay? So we drown ourselves in work. We make ourselves too busy, so we always have an excuse not to open up. But you have the free will to recognize that story now. And just open up spiritually. You open up spiritually, it's like the snowball effect of openness. The universe will say, okay, I'll help you with that. Oh, you're a little more, all right. And then you realize you start to open up a little bit more mentally and emotionally. And then in the physical realm, you go, all right, maybe I'll actually talk to somebody when I'm out. It'll happen. It might be a little bit slow for you to really come full circle with that openness, but start small. You don't have to do it all in one night or one day, okay? But you open up and look who comes through. Honestly, Cancer, when you open up again, a lot of people are going to come through. The universe is going to make up for lost time, because there still may be some lessons that you need to learn before you can call this person all the way in. For some reason, and this feels like a very small amount of time. It may feel too long for some of you, but it's actually small in retrospect. I'm feeling like 6 months. Over a period of 6 months, once you open up, truly open up, you start calling in partners. There may be some karmic lessons that come up, but you learn them quick. As soon as you learn it, you close the door, somebody else comes in on the heels of that. Like literally like the same day, the next day, the same week, okay? And all of a sudden, you've now dated a few people, and you don't stick around in bad relationships. You recognize the red flags, and you go, oh, no, we're not doing that. I know that energy, no. And the universe goes, oh, you learned that lesson. Great. Here's somebody else. We're going to move on to the next one. And then you go, oh, well, you know, you're not super reliable. I recognize that energy too. Not doing it. You know, self-love, high-level love. And all of a sudden, universe is like, oh, wait a minute. You trust yourself and your intuition and love now. You weren't able to do that a few years ago. So I can understand why you closed down. But do you see how strong you are now? All of a sudden, you start to come full circle with like, oh, I can trust myself. I don't have to settle for lower level love or people who have, you know, some cool characteristics and things but aren't fulfilling in other ways. Or these karmic issues, I'm just banging them out left and right, you know, just cutting these ties. I'm not letting anything linger. All of a sudden, universe sends somebody in when you least expect it. I'm telling you, I'm feeling over the course of 6 months, okay? And all of a sudden, they arrive, and you're expecting, all right, what's the karmic issue? It's almost like you're kind of entertained because you have the strength you haven't seen yourself have in love in so long. And all of a sudden, you go, oh, I was waiting for this like big karmic thing to come in, and wait a minute. You're fully available to love me? You don't have attachments to anybody? You're reliable? You're trustworthy, not just in what you say, but in your actions? Wait a minute, you love better than I even know how to love. How is that possible? I'm a Cancer. I'm good at love. How do you know how to love me better than I know how to love you? And now all of a sudden you go, oh, this is what it's been about this whole time. Holy shit. And that's the one. All of a sudden this person shows up. Do you see how close it is to you, Cancer? For those of you truly discouraged, do you see how close it is? I'm not just rambling here. I'm seeing this for you. I'm feeling this for you. Universe is showing me vision after vision after vision, and I'm trying to communicate it in a way that you'll understand. This is where you're headed. And you may never want to get married. Not everybody wants that. But it's a high-level love and a high-level commitment, okay? Let's pull a few clarifiers for these. Finances and career. We're just affirming what we've already talked about. Finances and career, right, was a distraction. Clarified by keep an open mind. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart to love. Don't use this as a story so that you never have to put yourself out there and be vulnerable again. Don't use this. You know why? Because you can only be lonely for so long. You can only be single for so long. Some people are really good at being single. I was one of those people. I loved it. I loved my career. I loved my friends. And I had really hardcore boundaries, didn't need to let people in that weren't vibing high enough. But you know what? On some level, all that busyness was just a distraction from ever having to be vulnerable again. So I feel you. There is no judgment here. I'm speaking from experience, okay? Have some sort of openness, even if it's just spiritually saying, all right, universe, energetically, it's the best I can do right now. I'm just going to speak the affirmation that I am open to love. You're going to have to do the rest for me. That's a great place to start, okay? You can only be single so long before it starts to hurt you. Some of us can do it longer than others. But you know what? It's not this clinginess. It's not in needing somebody else. Cancer, you are probably very good at being independent and getting things done and working really hard and being a leader. You don't need somebody to fulfill you. That's the perfect time to call in new love. You don't need somebody to fulfill you up with their energy. You have your own. That's why you can handle being single. That's why you can jump into work and not really give love a second thought after a while. But you know what? It's a part of our experience here on this planet to have relationships, to love. You owe it to yourself, right? Are you feeling this even a little bit, or are you resisting me right now? Getting to know each other, this new person that can and will come in, that will get you here. You got to trust it. Again, this goes hand in hand with having an open mind, but also trust the process of this. Like I said, I'm feeling like for those of you who've been single for a long time, universe is going to have to make up for lost time because you really haven't been open. Over the next 6 months, you may have to date a few people. You may do it all at once. You may date a few people at once, or just maybe one person. You can only, it's too much if you talk to more than one person at a time. But I'm just feeling like you just speed through it. You get through it once you're open again. Oh my God, you get here. But let's get a clarifier for this high-level commitment, okay? And of course, your cards just flew. Hold on one sec. Okay, beautiful message here. Beautiful message here. So we have this high-level commitment, okay? You get there when you start to feel optimistic about your love life. How are you going to feel optimistic about your love life? It's when you get back into this flow and you start to see how strong you are now. Being vulnerable isn't as scary when all of a sudden you realize you've evolved with your healthy boundaries. You're not dealing with anybody's BS. You're not going to settle for a less than relationship anymore. Those old karmic things that you got caught up on in the past, you're not doing it anymore. And all of a sudden, it's not as hard to be open to love. All of a sudden, you go from, I am so closed off, to almost being entertained. All right, universe, what's the next one? What's the next? What else do you need me to learn? I'm game. I can do this. But now you start putting out this really healthy, you have this healthier thought process, and therefore you have healthier energy out there in the universe. All of a sudden you go, all right, okay, universe, I am strong enough. I can do this. Let me exercise these healthy affirmations. I'm actually optimistic now. I'm optimistic because I'm actually enjoying myself now. And you don't have to try so hard. This person, the one that's supposed to come in, they're going to come in effortlessly. They might show up when you least expect it. I promise you, it's someone you're going to be like, all right, what's this karma? You might not even take them seriously when they show up. And then they completely catch you off guard when they're just awesome and ready to love you. You don't have to work through all these crazy karmic issues with them. They're the one. Crowning your reading is children. For some of you, this has been a difficult process to open up to because you have kids. So your focus has been finances and career and children. Okay? You may have gone through a divorce. This could have been your children's mother or father. And now you're concerned about your kids. How will that look if you open up to love again? I'm telling you, this person, As long as you exercise the healthy boundaries and you eventually get back to staying optimistic and those high vibing thoughts and affirmations around love, this will be a beautiful partner that will complement the relationship you have with your kids, will also be a wonderful role model for your kids. I'm feeling Leo for you guys. There's some sort of Leo crossover here for sure. Okay, what I'm also getting here, for those of you, so you haven't been single too long, okay? I know that's like the primary message in this. But that message isn't for every single Cancer watching this. So let's talk about a few other messages coming through. You may have split from somebody, Cancer, but it may not be, I've been single for 10 years, kind of split, okay? You could have broken up with somebody over the course of the last year, the last few months. And you may have gotten into a similar process of, I'm just going to work, I'm going to focus on my kids, that's all I have time for. Try to open up a little more. Because also, this is a warning for those of you who are newly single. You're starting to feel discouraged. Don't go so far down that road of feeling discouraged. Get back on the horse, okay? Really get out there. Stay optimistic. Meet some new people because there is a breakthrough for you here. You don't want to go so far down that road that it's going to take you years before you get back to a place where you can be open to love again. Because for some people watching this, it has taken them years to even entertain opening up to love again. And that's a much harder process, okay? Trust in the process. Trust that this person's on their way in, okay? For those of you in committed relationships, you haven't had issues, honestly, the main message for you is this. You may be working a little too hard and you need to regroup and socialize and go out and have fun with your partner by your side. There's a little bit of a disconnect. Your partner, your children, they need a little bit more of your attention and time at home, but that's it. You're okay. You might want to watch your moon or your rising, okay, to get a little bit more clarity and love, because I know this is very dominant and this isn't going to apply to everybody, but it comes through so strong. This isn't a message for just one or two of you either, okay? Keep in mind, these are general readings. They're general readings. That's why it's important to watch your sun, moon, and rising, okay, to see what you resonate with the most or what messages resonate most with you. If you're in a committed relationship and things are good, it really is just about refocusing in on your partner, making time for kids, for partner, but it's very healthy. You are optimistic and open-minded. If you've had like a little bit of a bump in the road with a partner, they're super optimistic and open-minded about regrouping and reconnecting to you, okay? So for those of you who are far down the road with this, okay, you probably can relate to this process, but it's like way in your past. You have this high-level commitment. Things are super good for you. Watch one of your other videos, okay? This video is primarily for those of you who are struggling and you need to hear this message. Why? Because the universe will nurture this process for you now. I'm just feeling this for you, Cancer. Jupiter now being retrograde, it's going to force you to get real. You know, if you have distractions and they seem like really good excuses to not be open to love, Jupiter's not going to allow you to use that story anymore. Okay? You won't even buy the story anymore. People around you won't buy that story anymore. It's going to force you to open up a little bit, okay? And I want you to have and go through that process a little more gracefully. So acknowledge that. Choose it. Just choose to start small, but be open. Here's the other message too. For those of you who want that high-level commitment, when this person finally comes through, you guys create a family together. It is such a beautiful outcome for Cancers collectively. Some of you are so through this process, you are already at the point of marriage, commitment, and now you're talking about children, and that's why this is crowning the whole reading. You get here. Regardless of where you are on this journey, the very beginning of it, you're completing the journey and you're stepping into the new phase now, this is the result. Marriage, children, but ultimately family for you. However that vision works best, okay? But it will be long term. Bottom of the deck here, okay, okay. That's what it is for you. Stay open-minded. If you feel like you need some help, you need some more clarity on this, Cancer, reach out to me for a personal reading. We can do some really deep healing work together too. That's what I specialize in, especially in love. I've been through it. I know this process very well. But you're going to come full circle with this new love. There's going to be a new love breakthrough that gets you here. Don't you want that? There's a part of you, I feel it, Cancer. I feel how deeply you want that family unit. Children of your own, a great new parent in the picture, a role model for your kids. I feel that you want that so strongly. So give yourself the opportunity. Allow this retrograde, Jupiter in retrograde, to motivate you, to give you that clarity, to get honest with yourself. Have the courage, take that leap of faith, even if it's baby steps. But do it because you do deserve this love. It can and will come in, and I'm telling you, once you truly open up, that process is going to happen quick. It might be a lot quicker than 6 months. I'm not feeling it will extend beyond 6 months. But if you start today, between now and 6 months from now, you're going to see some pretty serious breakthroughs. And you know what? This one could very well be turning into this one for you the long term. Okay? It's big love. It's worth it, Cancer. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Cancer, I love you guys. I'm sending you so much love, light, and gratitude. Always grateful to connect with you here. I'll be back May 1st for your full month of May love and general reading. Again, reach out to me if you need some clarity and some help in the meantime. I'll see you back here really soon, okay? Please stay optimistic. Stay optimistic. Even if you don't believe me, try it. Just try to have an open heart, an open mind, and get some healthy affirmations out there. Even if you have to Google healthy affirmations in love, print them out and just say it until you believe them, okay? Read it off a piece of paper. Baby steps. It's going to start to open up the energy for you to get you back in alignment with high-level love. It's time now. It's time now. Please hear that message. I feel this energy so strongly for you. I love you guys so much. I'll see you back here soon. Ciao.